Hello everyone, welcome to Sankalp Learning Solutions. So we were discussing about the third chapter, the impact of British rule in India. So that we were doing the revision crash course, isn't it? So ನಿನ್ನೆ ನಾವು ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ the effect of a new education, modern education system in India ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ? So also we had studied the effects of British revenue policy. Okay, so now what are the effects of British revenue policy in India? The effect of British revenue policy was there was a new class of zamindars who exploited farmers was created due to the land revenue policy created by the British. Almost all the policies were created or implemented to exploit Indian farmers. Okay, because of that, a new class of zamindars who exploited the farmers were created. The farmers who subjected to the exploitation of the zamindars became landless slowly. Due to pay the taxes imposed by the British, the farmers had to sell their lands or mortgage their lands. Okay, so this led to slowly the zamindars became landless. The farmers also became landless, and zamindars also became landless. Land became a commodity. Loans could be raised by mortgaging the lands. So instead of becoming a big source of income, the land became a commodity slowly. Okay, so loans could be raised by mortgaging the lands. Now, many zamindars also had to mortgage their lands in order to pay the taxes. Not only the farmers, the zamindars also had to mortgage their lands to pay the taxes. The agriculture became a sector became commercialized and had to grow raw materials needed by the industries back in England, isn't it? Due to the industrialization in England, the lands became the agriculture sector became commercialized and had to grow raw materials needed by industries in England. The money lenders became strong with the revenue policies imposed by the British. Money lenders ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಲೇವಾದೇವಿಗಾರರು who provided loans, okay, who used to provide loans. Justify, the next question is justify that the Government of India Act 1935 played important role in the formation of the Constitution. Okay. This act was the base for the Constitution of India. After the Government of India Act 1919, the Government of India Act 1935 came. So it was the base for formation of Indian Constitution. This act was formed on the basis of a report submitted in 1928 under the leadership of Motilal Nehru. Okay. So we will see the important points of this act now. 1935 Act. It was the main act for the formation of our constitution. This act acted as the base for formation of Indian Constitution. Most of the provisions in the Indian Constitution are based on this act. The provisions which we are seeing now in the Constitution, our Constitution, it is based on the provisions of this 1935 Act. Okay. So first point is the features of this act are: first one, a federal system of Indian principalities, British governed regions, and dominion states was formed. Okay, so a federal system, ಒಕ್ಕೂಟ, federal means ಒಕ್ಕೂಟ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ. It was formed on the basis of Indian principalities, ಪ್ರಾಂತ್ಯಗಳು, regions. Okay, British governed regions in India which were there, and the dominion states was formed. Okay. Second one, Reserve Bank of India were established on the basis of this act, according to the provision of this act. And third one, the diarchy was established at the center. Dual governance. Diarchy means dual governance was established at the center. Diarchy was abolished at the provincial level and autonomy was granted to the provinces. All the provinces, autonomy was granted. The federal court also was established according to 1935 Government of India Act. Okay, this is how it played a very important role in the formation of the Constitution of India. Okay, these are the important questions of this chapter. So again, one point I want to tell you, children, here the 1909 Indian Councils Act. Okay, before all this, 1909 Indian Councils Act. It formed the separate electoral code for Muslims. Okay, so this act tried to divide India on the basis of caste. Separate electoral college was formed for the Muslims. Okay, through this act, through the Act of Indian Council 1909, British tried to divide and rule India. Okay, so this one point I want to I wanted to tell you in this from this chapter. So we have finished 2 chapters now. We'll go to the next chapter. Fourth one. Fourth chapter is opposition to British rule in Karnataka and Wadeyars of Mysore. Okay. In this chapter, you are going to learn how the Wadeyars of Mysore ruled in Karnataka and made Mysore province as the model province in India. So, ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾದರಿ ಪ್ರಾಂತ್ಯವನ್ನಾಗಿ ರಾಜ್ಯವನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದರು. So that we are going to learn in this chapter. You have already learned. We are going to see the important question and answers from this chapter. Okay. Topics for the day means from this chapter: appreciate the achievements and contributions of the Mysore kings. Yeah, appreciate the achievements and contributions of Mysore kings. Second one, summarize the life and achievements of Nalwadi Krishnaraja Wadeyar. Next, third one, explain the examples how Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan fought against the British. Next one, appreciate through Anglo-Mysore wars. Okay, Appreciate how Rani Chennamma and Sangoli Rayana fought in the Kittur rebellion. Explain how Amarasulia rebellion was a peasant rebellion, and appreciate how rebellion was important in the struggle of Indian freedom. Okay, Indian freedom struggle. So these are the things you have already learned, and we will see the question and answers from these topics. Okay. The weightage of marks here. 1 mark question is one, 3 marks question one, and total two questions can be asked. Okay, so that is purely a prediction. We will not go into that now. Okay, we will see the important questions from this chapter. First one, the treaty signed at the end of First Anglo-Mysore War. ಪ್ರಥಮ ಆಂಗ್ಲೋ ಮೈಸೂರು ಮೊದಲನೇ ಆಂಗ್ಲೋ ಮೈಸೂರು ಯುದ್ಧದ ನಂತರ ಆದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಟ್ರೀಟಿ ಒಪ್ಪಂದ. ಓಕೆ, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ, here you have to choose one option, optional type question this is. Option A, Treaty of Mangalore. Option B, Treaty of Srirangapatnam. Option C, Salbai Agreement. And option D, Treaty of Madras. Answer is option D, Treaty of Madras. Okay. A Treaty of uh, Mangalore ended the Second Anglo-Mysore War. Treaty of Srirangapatnam, it ended the Third Anglo-Mysore War. Okay. The First Anglo-Mysore was ended by the Treaty of Madras. It was signed in 1769. Okay. It was signed in 1769. Because the first Anglo-Mysore War took place from 1767 to 1769. Okay, so in the year 1769, the war came to an end with the Treaty of Madras. Option D is the correct answer. Second one, the Wadeyar who constructed Bangalore-Mysore railway. Options are option A, Jayachamaraja Wadeyar, option B, Krishnaraja Wadeyar, option C, Chamarajendra Wadeyar, 10th Chamarajendra Wadeyar, option D, Raja Wadeyar. The correct answer is option C, Chamarajendra Wadeyar, 10th Chamarajendra Wadeyar. Okay. He constructed the Bangalore-Mysore railway track in the year 1882. 1882ರಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಮಾರ್ಗವನ್ನ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಲೈನ್, ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಮೈಸೂರ್ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಲೈನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ, 10th ಚಾಮರಾಜೇಂದ್ರ ಒಡೆಯರ್. Next, third question. The one who among the following is called Rajashri by Mahatma Gandhi ji? Options are option A, Jayachamaraja Wadeyar, option B, Nalvadi Krishnaraja Wadeyar, option C, Chamarajendra Wadeyar, 10th Chamarajendra Wadeyar, and option D, Raja Wadeyar. ಸೊ ಯಾರನ್ನ ರಾಜಶ್ರೀ ಎಂದು ಮಹಾತ್ಮ ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯವರು ಕರೆದಿದ್ದರು? ಓಕೆ, the answer is Nalvadi Krishnaraja Wadeyar. He was called as Rajashri by Mahatma Gandhi ji because of his works towards the ಪ್ರಾವಿನ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅವರ ಪ್ರಾಂತ್ಯದ ಬಗೆಗಿನ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ರಾಜಶ್ರೀ ಅಂತ ಕರೆದಿರೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ದ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಟೇಕನ್ ಬೈ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ನಾಲ್ವಡಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣರಾಜ ಒಡೆಯರ್. You are going to learn this in the next question. Okay, that is very important. Next one, what was the reason for the rebellion of Bedas of Halagali against British? Against British. What was the reason for the rebellion of Bedas of Halagali against British? ಹಲಗಲಿಯ ಬೇಡರು ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಒಂದು ದಂಗೆಯನ್ನ ಏಳೋದಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣವೇನು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆನ್ಸರ್. In 1857, the British banned the usage of weapons. The British banned usage of weapons only for the Indians. Okay. The Bedas, who always kept guns as a part of their customs, were good hunters. So Bedas always used to keep the guns for their work. Okay, so their main work was hunting. Their profession, their livelihood was hunting, isn't it? So they always used to keep guns with them. But due to the guns and other arms were banned by usage of the arms were banned by the British, they had to hand it over to the British. ಅವರು ಅದನ್ನ ಒಪ್ಪಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. They rebelled against the British when they were asked to surrender their firearms. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಆಯುಧವನ್ನ ಅಥವಾ ಗನ್ನನ್ನ ಸರೆಂಡರ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಅವಾಗ ಅವರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ? ಸೊ they rebelled against the British. Okay, this is the reason. So ban of usage of the weapons. This ban was only for the Indians, not for the British. Okay, ಈ ಬ್ಯಾನ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬರೀ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗೋ ತರ ಅದನ್ನ ಜಾರಿಗೆ ತಂದಿದ್ರು ಮಕ್ಕಳು. ಓಕೆನಾ? Next, fifth question. What were the contributions of K. Sheshadri Iyer in the development of Mysore? ಸೊ ಮೈಸೂರು ಪ್ರಾಂತ್ಯದ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಗೆ ಶೇಷಾದ್ರಿ ಅಯ್ಯರ್ ಅವರ ಕೊಡುಗೆಗಳು ಏನು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, in 1883, K. Sheshadri Iyer became the Diwan. Diwan means minister. Okay, Diwan ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮಂತ್ರಿ, minister. He became Diwan in the year 1883. As he had vast experience of having worked in different positions, as he had a vast experience of having worked in different positions, he was responsible for many new railway lines. Earlier, he was working in different positions in the government. ಅವರು ಆಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಹುದ್ದೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ. ಸೊ ಆ ಒಂದು ಅನುಭವದಿಂದ he was responsible for many new railway lines. ಹೊಸ ರೈಲು ಮಾರ್ಗಗಳನ್ನ ತರೋದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾದರು. In order to select the talented youngsters for various administrative positions, okay, to select or choose to appoint the youngsters for various administrative positions, he started the Mysore Civil Service Examinations. ಮೈಸೂರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾಗರಿಕ ಸೇವೆ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆಗಳನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ we can see now also the examinations are being conducted at the government level to appoint employees, isn't it? So employees ನ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇವಾಗಲೂ ನಾಗರಿಕ ಸೇವಾ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆಗಳನ್ನ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ? ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ he started the Mysore Civil Service examination in the year 18 after the year 1883 only. At that time only he started the civil service examination. Okay. Because of his efforts only, the Mysore infant marriages prevention regulation was implemented in the year 1884. So, because of the efforts of Diwan K. Sheshadri Iyer, the Mysore Infant Marriages Prevention Act regulation or act, okay, which prohibits the marriage of infants, ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾರೇಜ್ ಬಾಲ್ಯ ವಿವಾಹ ಅಥವಾ ಶಿಶು ವಿವಾಹವನ್ನ ರದ್ದುಪಡಿಸುವುದು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಇಯರ್ 1894. And Shimsha hydroelectric power project was started. Shimsha Jala Vidyut Yojana hydroelectric power was started in the period of K. Sheshadri Iyer only. Okay, so Jala Vidyut ಕೂಡ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹವನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು for the development of the region to provide electricity and to provide water irrigation for the region. Okay, so Shimsha hydroelectric power project was started. These were the works of K. Diwan K. Sheshadri Iyer. Sixth question. What were the conditions of the Treaty of Srirangapatna? Or the Treaty of Srirangapatna was inevitable for Tipu. Justify. Tipu signed this treaty in the year 1792. Tipu Sultan signed this treaty in the year 1792. Okay, 1792. This ended the Third Anglo-Mysore War. At the end of the Third Anglo-Mysore War, the treaty has been signed. Okay. Actually, Tipu Sultan was beaten in this war, in Third Anglo-Mysore War ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟಿಪ್ಪು ಸುಲ್ತಾನನ ಸೋಲಿಸಲ್ಪಟ್ಟನು. ಇದರಿಂದಾಗಿ he signed the Treaty of Srirangapatna. He had to forcefully sign the Treaty of Srirangapatna in 1792. It was most insulting treaty for Tipu Sultan. Okay, we'll see the conditions of this Srirangapatna treaty. It's very important question, children. It can be asked. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾಕೆ ಒಂದು ಅವಮಾನಕರವಾಗಿತ್ತು, ವೈ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅನ್ ಇನ್ಸಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ರೀಟಿ, ಹ್ಯೂಮಿಲಿಯೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ರೀಟಿ, ಆರ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ದ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್, ವಾಟ್ ವೇರ್ ದ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟ್ರೀಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಶ್ರೀರಂಗಪಟ್ಣ. First condition was Tipu was forced to part with half of his kingdom. Half of his kingdom means he had to give away the half of his kingdom to British. Part ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಕ್ಕಳು, divide. Okay, so he was forced to part or divide half of his kingdom and give this to the British. He was forced to pay 3 crore rupees as war damage fee. War damage fee means the fine for waging war. Okay, so whatever the expenses incurred by the British to wage the war, this was collected by Tipu Sultan only. So they used to do the same thing everywhere, isn't it? In every wars, if you observe from the beginning, the British collected the fine from the Indian kings only, provinces only, for conducting or waging war against them. So ಅವರ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಯುದ್ಧವನ್ನು ಹೂಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅವರ ಹತ್ರನೇ ಏನು ಫೈನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರು ಮಕ್ಕಳು. ಓಕೆನಾ, ಸೊ ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಟು ಪೇ 3 crore rupees as war damage fee to the British. He had to pledge 2 of his sons as a guarantee against the payment. till he made the payment, he had to pledge or keep his sons as a guarantee against the payment. Okay, two of his sons had to be kept with the British only till until he pays 3 crore rupees as the fine. He was also forced to release the prisoners of war. Okay, after at the end of the war, he actually Tipu Sultan had prisoned the British prisoners. Okay, British Sainikaranna, Ata soldiers, British soldiers. He had kept imprisoned them. But as as Srirangapatna Treaty in 1792, he was forced to release the prisoners of war. ಅವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಆತ ಸೆರೆ ಹಿಡಿದಿರುವಂತಹ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಸೈನಿಕರನ್ನ ಆತ ಬಿಡಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು, ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಶ್ರೀರಂಗಪಟ್ಟಣ ಟ್ರೀಟಿ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಶ್ರೀರಂಗಪಟ್ಟಣ ಟ್ರೀಟಿ. ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯೂಮಿಲಿಯೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ರೀಟಿ ಫಾರ್ ಟಿಪ್ಪು ಸುಲ್ತಾನ್. ಓಕೆ, explain the next question is explain the achievements of Krishna Raja Wadayar for Nalwadi Krishna Raja Wadayar ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಅವರನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಆಸ್ ನಾಲ್ವಡಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣರಾಜ ಒಡೆಯರ್, ದ ಮೇನ್ ಒಡೆಯರ್ ಕಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮೈಸೂರು ಪ್ರಾವಿನ್ಸ್, ಹೂ ಮೇಡ್ ಮೈಸೂರು ಆಸ್ ದ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಪ್ರಾವಿನ್ಸ್. ಮೈಸೂರನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಮಾದರಿ ಸಂಸ್ಥಾನವನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಕೃಷ್ಣರಾಜ, ನಾಲ್ವಡಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣರಾಜ ಒಡೆಯರ್ ಅವರು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಹಿಸ್ ಅಚೀವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಲಿಸ್ಟ್. Krishnaraja, Nalvadi Krishnaraja Wadayar, his period was 1894 to 1940, 1894ರಿಂದ 1940 ಅವಧಿ. He abolished my Krishnaraja Wadayar, Nalvadi Krishnaraja Wadayar gave very much importance to education. Okay, he abolished fees in all primary schools to develop primary education. ಪ್ರಾಥಮಿಕ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣವನ್ನ ಉತ್ತೇಜಿಸುವ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಫೀಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅಬಾಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ, ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಹಿ ಗೇವ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್, ಫ್ರೀ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಟು ಆಲ್ ದ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್. Now what we are seeing, the free education and compulsory education, it was implemented at the in the during the period of Nalvadi Krishnaraja Wadayar only. Okay, you can see his insight, you can see his foresight. Okay, ಅವರ ದೂರ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯನ್ನ, ವಿಷನ್, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಹಿಸ್ ವಿಷನ್ ದೆನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ, ಇಸಂಟ್ ಇಟ್? ಹಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಡ್ ಗರ್ಲ್ಸ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್. ಸೊ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಅವರು he helped girls education, he gave importance to girls education also. ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಮಹತ್ವವನ್ನ ಅವರು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. Okay, third one, he started the University of Mysore and also started scholarship to the students continuing education in foreign countries. Nalvadi Krishnaraja Wadayar helped the students who wanted to get higher education in the foreign countries through giving scholarship. He also established the University of Mysore in Mysore. You can see the picture of University of Mysore. Okay, what we are seeing now, that was established by Krishnaraj, Nalvadi Krishnaraja Wadayar at his period. Okay, he not only supported the primary education, he also supported the higher education in the ಮೈಸೂರು ಪ್ರಾವಿನ್ಸ್. ಮೈಸೂರು ಪ್ರಾಂತ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಉನ್ನತ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಮಹತ್ವವನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದರು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇದರಿಂದ ತಿಳಿದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, in 1909, the Indian Institute of Science was established at Bangalore with the help of Tata. So, ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇಗ್ನೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿ. Okay, ignore this question. The answer continues here. Okay. In 1909, the Indian Institute of Science was established at Bangalore with the help of Tata. ಟಾಟಾ ಅವರ ಸಹಯೋಗದೊಂದಿಗೆ 1909ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಭಾರತೀಯ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭಿಸಿದರು. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್. Then the special attention was given to the development of irrigation. Irrigation means niravari. Okay, so providing water to the crops or the agriculture in the region of Mysore. So Mysore ಪ್ರಾಂತ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ irrigationಗೆ ಮಹತ್ವವನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು. A barrage was constructed across Kaveri near ಬೆಳಗೊಳ. ಬೆಳಗೊಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾವೇರಿ ನದಿಯ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾರೇಜ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಆಣೆಕಟ್ಟನ್ನ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನ್ಯೂ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಲೇಡ್ ಇನ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್. ಸೊ ಹೊಸ ರೈಲು ಮಾರ್ಗಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. A legislative council was formed, which was a great step in the legislative measures. So legislative council, ಶಾಸಕಾಂಗ ಸಮಿತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, which was a great step in the legislative measures. Okay. Not only this, he gave encouragement to many small and large scale industries. In his period, during his period, many small and large scale industries were started. ಅನೇಕ ಸಣ್ಣ ಮತ್ತು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕೈಗಾರಿಕಾ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳನ್ನ, ಉದ್ಯಮಗಳನ್ನ ಅವರ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ಅಮಾಂಗ್ ದೆಮ್ ವಾಸ್ ದ ಐರನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೀಲ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರಿ, ಉಕ್ಕಿನ ಮತ್ತು ಕಬ್ಬಿಣ ಕಾರ್ಖಾನೆ, ಸಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರಿ, paper mills at Bhadravati. You can see the picture of the paper mill of Bhadravati here. MPM paper mill Bhadravati. Sugar factory at Mandya. ಮಂಡ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಸಕ್ಕರೆ ಕಾರ್ಖಾನೆ. ಸ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರಿ at ಮೈಸೂರ್. ಗಂಧದ ಎಣ್ಣೆಯ ಕಾರ್ಖಾನೆ ಮೈಸೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಥಾಪಿತವಾಗಿರುವಂತದ್ದು. ಸೋಪ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರಿ ಎಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್. ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ಸೋಪ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರಿ. Chemical and fertilizers factory at Belagola, and so on. Okay, you can see the picture of chemical and fertilizer factory at Belagola here. Okay, so these are the industries or small and large industries established at the time of Nalvadi Krishnaraja Wadeyar. You can see here how how much importance he had given to the development of the province, isn't it? So he supported the primary education, he supported the higher education system, he supported the industries, and he has provided the infrastructure facilities required to the province also. So ರಾಜ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾದಂತಹ ಇನ್ಫ್ರಾಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸೌಲಭ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ಕೊಟ್ಟರು. So like this, he provided all which is needed to for the development of the province. ಏನು ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಂತ್ಯದ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಗೆ, ಒಂದು ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಗೆ ಏನೇನು ಬೇಕೋ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಅವರು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಬೈ ದಿಸ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ದಟ್ ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ಸಚ್ ಅ ವಿಷನರಿ ಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಟ್ ದಟ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಂತಹ ಎಷ್ಟು ದೂರದೃಷ್ಟಿಯುಳ್ಳ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ದೂರದೃಷ್ಟಿಯುಳ್ಳಂತಹ ರಾಜನಾಗಿದ್ದರು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಯು ದ developmental works of Nalvadi Krishnaraja Wadeyar. If they ask you like this, you have to write all these points. But specifically, if the question is like what are the encouragements given to the industrial sector, means you have to write only this one. Okay, so if they ask you what is the encouragement given by Nalvadi Krishnaraja Wadeyar to the education sector, means you have to write only the education sector points. Okay, how he provided the free education, helped for the girls' education, and started universities and higher education for the foreign countries, how he supported them. Okay, so infrastructure means you have to write all these points, how institute science and technology was developed, how the construction irrigation facility was developed, how the traveling means railway lines were laid down, and how legislative councils and other things are have been given by Nalvadi Krishnaraja Wadiyar. Like this, you can predict like this type of questions in one single question. Okay, so ಇದು ತುಂಬಾ important ಆಗಿದೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು. It's very important. Almost in every question paper, this question has been asked. Okay. Next, explain the role of Sangolli Rayana in the freedom struggle of Kittur. So, in this chapter, the another main topic is the role of Sangolli Rayana in the freedom struggle of Kittur. ಕಿತ್ತೂರಿನ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ಹೋರಾಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ರಾಯಣ್ಣನ ಪಾತ್ರವನ್ನ ವಿವರಿಸಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ಕೇಳುವಂತಹ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ದ ನೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಂಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ರಾಯಣ್ಣ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ರಿಮೇನ್ಡ್ ಫೇಮಸ್ ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ನೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ರಾಣಿ ಚೆನ್ನಮ್ಮ. ರಾಣಿ ಚೆನ್ನಮ್ಮ ಅವರ ಹೆಸರಿನ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಸಂಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ರಾಯಣ್ಣನ ಹೆಸರು ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬಾ ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧಿಯಾಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ರಾಯಣ್ಣ ವಾಸ್ ಅ ಬ್ರೇವ್ ಸೋಲ್ಜರ್. He fought for the independence of Kittur and felt it was his duty to liberate his motherland. And he developed a sense of nationalism and went and organizing an army. So he developed the sense of nationalism also along with the Kittur freedom fight. He developed the sense of nationalism, ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯತೆಯನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಬೆಳೆಸಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದನು. ಸೊ he went on organizing an army. ಆರ್ಮಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸೈನ್ಯವನ್ನ ಸಂಘಟಿಸುವ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಆತ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದನು. ಓಕೆನಾ. ಸೊ ಹೌ together he fought with Kitturu Rani Channamma, alva. So his contributions. What are the contributions of Sangolli Rayanna in the freedom fight of Kittur? He organized secret meetings at sensitive places. ತುಂಬಾ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮವಾದ ಪ್ರದೇಶಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸೀಕ್ರೆಟ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಗುಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಡೆಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. He aimed at looting the treasury and taluk offices of the British. He knew that how to weaken the British system, isn't it? The treasury and taluk offices from where they conducted administration activities. So he aimed at them and looted the treasury and taluk offices of the British. Okay. Next, he followed the strategy of guerrilla method of war against the British. ಗೆರಿಲ್ಲಾ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ ಡಿಸ್ಗೈಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವಿತುಕೊಂಡು ಯುದ್ಧವನ್ನ ಒಮ್ಮೆಲೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಸಡನ್ಲಿ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕಿಂಗ್ ದ ಆರ್ಮಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಗೆರಿಲ್ಲಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಈ ಫಾಲೋಡ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಜಿ ಆಫ್ ಗೆರಿಲ್ಲಾ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾರ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ದ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್. The British encouraged the Desais to capture Rayanna, okay, and he was arrested by the British. He was hanged at Nandgarh. See here, the Desais were against Sangolli Rayanna. They encouraged, due to the encouragement of British, the Desais were against Sangolli Rayanna and they helped to capture Rayanna. Then Rayanna was captured at Dharwad and he was taken to Nandgarh. Okay, Nandgarhadalli avarana ಗಲ್ಲಿಗೇರಿಸಲಾಯಿತು ಸಂಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ರಾಯಣ್ಣನ. Here one question is there, children. See, ಸಂಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ರಾಯಣ್ಣ ವಾಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಗ್ ಟು ಡೆತ್ ಅಟ್ ನಂದಗಢ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ನಂದಗಢ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಸಂಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ರಾಯಣ್ಣ ವಾಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಗ್ ಟು ಡೆತ್. ಸೊ ನಂದಗಢದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ರಾಯಣ್ಣನನ್ನ ಗಲ್ಲಿಗೇರಿಸಲಾಯಿತು. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಲೈನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವಿಚ್ ವಾಸ್ ದ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಸಂಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ರಾಯಣ್ಣ ವಾಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಗ್ ಟು ಡೆತ್? ಯಾವ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ರಾಯಣ್ಣನನ್ನ ಗಲ್ಲಿಗೇರಿಸಲಾಯಿತು ಅನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಕ್ವಶನ್ you can expect. Okay, na? So like this you have to study. Every point of the long answer will be an important point or somewhere some questions can be raised. ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದನೂ ಕೂಡ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ತೆಗಿಬಹುದು ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಓಕೆ, next one. Why is the Amarasuya rebellion is called a peasant revolt? Peasant means farmer. Okay, one who having the small piece of land. Peasant. Why is the Amarasuya rebellion called a peasant revolt? Revolt means dange. Aita. Amarasulla rebellion was a peasant rebellion ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಅಮರಸುಳ್ಯ ರೆಬೆಲಿಯನ್ ಏನಾಗಿತ್ತು ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ? ಒಂದು ರೈತ ದಂಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ರೆಬೆಲಿಯನ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಓಕೆ. So this was, you can see this rebellion. The period of this rebellion was during 1835 to 1837. So ಈ ಒಂದು ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಈ ರೆಬೆಲಿಯನ್ ನ ನೋಡಬಹುದು. ಓಕೆ. ದ ರೀಜನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ರೆಬೆಲಿಯನ್ ಆರ್ ಕೊಡಗು, ಸುಳ್ಯ ಅಂಡ್ ಅದರ್ ಕೋಸ್ಟಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾಸ್. ಸುಳ್ಯ, ಕೊಡಗು ಮತ್ತು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಕೋಸ್ಟಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಕರಾವಳಿ ಪ್ರದೇಶಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಡು ಬಂದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ರೆಬೆಲಿಯನ್. ಓಕೆ. ಅಮರಸುಳ್ಯ ರೆಬೆಲಿಯನ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅ ಪೆಸೆಂಟ್ ರೆಬೆಲಿಯನ್. ಅಪರಂಪಾರ, ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಪುಟ್ಟಬಸಪ್ಪ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ಡ್ ರೆಬೆಲಿಯನ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ದ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪರಂಪಾರ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥವರು, ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಮತ್ತು ಪುಟ್ಟಬಸಪ್ಪ ಈ ಮೂವರು ಸೇರಿ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ಡ್ ರೆಬೆಲಿಯನ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ದ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್. Puttabasappa announced that taxes on tobacco and salt will be withdrawn. Puttabasappa was the main leader. Okay. So he announced that taxes on tobacco and salt will be withdrawn. So this gained the support of farmers and landlords. See here, why this rebellion got the support of farmers and rebellions means due to this reason. When they announced that the taxes on tobacco and salt will be withdrawn, it gained the support of farmers and landlords. He took over government offices. He attacked the government offices. He looted the jails and treasury like other rebellions. Okay. He killed the Sulya Amaldar. So Sulya the Amaldar and police post. Okay. So he killed the Sulya, Amaldar of Sulya. The British captured Puttabasappa and imprisoned him. This rebellion was spread to the whole province. Okay. So like this, Amarasulya rebellion took place and it was called as a peasant revolt. ರೈತರ ದಂಗೆ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಸರು ಬಂದಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಓಕೆನಾ? So these are the main questions from this chapter. Okay. So you have to study here the 4 Anglo-Mysore wars, the contribution of the farmers and others, small tribals in this revolt. Okay. Dandiya war, everything. Understood? And the contribution of Sambolli Rayana is also, Kittur Rani Channamma is also important. Okay. So here I have covered the question and answer answers which were asked again and again in the question papers. ತುಂಬಾ question paper ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿರುವಂತಹ questions ಗಳನ್ನ, ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತಹ question and answers ನ I have covered here. Okay. Thank you everyone. In the next class, we will see another or 1 or 2. We'll try to complete 1 or 2 chapters. Okay. So you have to remember here 4 Anglo-Mysore wars with which treaty they have ended and what is the main reason for the wars. Okay na? So just ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. Okay. Thank you everyone. We will meet in the next class. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.